Hello and welcome. I am Scrabberlock, and this is Planet Zoo. We are working on career mode, and we are on the fourth scenario of career mode, Maple Leaf. We're closing in on gold. We need to create two more habitats and add two more habitat species, and then we will get the gold star. So that should happen in this episode because we've completed all of the other goals. I've done a little bit of beautifying and prettying up, but not a lot. You'll see that there are some differences here in Maple Leaf. We have 46,000. We're making money pretty well now. And so what I've done, it's going to be hard to see with the rain and snow, but I have created a little bit of tree area here, and there are trees going on up this way. Now we have to create two habitats. And so I was talking last time about maybe trying to create a habitat up here, but I think for this scenario that's going to be probably unnecessarily complicated. We can easily add a habitat here and maybe a habitat here and achieve this goal. And I think we've done enough with this scenario that it's time to move on to another one. So let's decide what we want to do. Oh, we've completed some research. This is research for the Goliath frog. Let's see if we can increase the Goliath frog's habitat. And we can give him some of this, so he's now enriched and happy. Can we see him in here? Not sure where he is. He's in there somewhere. Or she, maybe? Alright. Vet research is complete. That's right, we have two vets working. We did the Goliath frog, so I don't know why it's did that again. Alright, so working on ring-tailed lemurs. Let's stop working on the Goliath frogs and have Reed Divine work on, let's see, let's do the Brazilian pink tarantula because we haven't not gotten any research yet for that, and the guests still think ticket prices are too low, so we'll go ahead and raise them up again. We don't have any marketing. We've got our animal rating is pretty good, conservation rating, guest happiness is pretty high, education is not super high. Let's see, we can maybe add another education, one of these education boards, say here by the entrance. Let's do that. Of course, this isn't crucial. We aren't required to get our education rating up, but I want to have a good park. So let's get that education going, and let's go ahead and start planning out what we're going to get next. And our Timberwolf, our Timberwolf's about to mature, and once he does, I think we could probably sell him off, because I think these other two Timberwolves are fairly young. Take a look in the habitat at the animals. Getting older. Yeah, he's getting older, so I guess we're gonna have to keep the one we have. Things are going pretty well. Let's create one habitat over here, and then one habitat over here, and then that'll finish it up. So let's see. Let's pause it because I don't want to have a bunch of alerts coming through, and let's see what sort of species we can get. We can get Formosan bears. We've had the Indian peafowl. We can get Japanese macaques. We can get the Nyla. They're pretty nice. We have ring-tailed lemurs already. We can get sable antelopes, saltwater crocodiles, snow leopards, western lowland gorilla. I think we're not going to worry about them in this particular playthrough. We get wildebeests. What can they share with anybody? Sable antelope and wildebeest can share. So if we can get both of them, we can make one habitat and combine them. So these guys want 7, and the sable antelope wants 1 to 11, and they can also share. So if we can get the sable antelope and the black wildebeest, I think we're good. So let's see what we've got here. Black wildebeest. Okay, so we have some males and females. So let's just go ahead and grab them. We have 2 females, and we'll grab a male for now. I guess that's the best male. So that's 3. And then we're going to look for the sable antelope, which I believe we had seen a few of. Oh, that's excellent. So we'll grab a male and the females. Alright. So let's start quarantining these guys. Hit play. And we can quarantine a couple at a time, so let's select these 2 and send them to quarantine. And while they're quarantining, we can start building a habitat. And I guess we will just build the habitat here. Is there a way to just turn off the weather effects? No, unfortunately. And we've completed mechanic research in shelters. So let's see if we can move our mechanic to something else. Let's have our mechanic look at staff facilities, and we can start working on those. Not that we'll probably have the time. So let's work on this final habitat. And he has matured. Varden. Alright, so what we're going to do... That's a male. That's a male. And this is his mother. Right? So we're going to want to retire these 2 and get a new female as well. So let's look at timber wolves. And we're just going to look for females. Oh, and she's super nice. Fairly young. She's pretty nice. Oh, look at her. Let's adopt her. Let's build another quarantine center. Over here. We have some space, so let's just go ahead and do that. Quarantine. Right there. And then we're going into animal trading, and we will grab this timber wolf. And this wildebeest, and send them to quarantine, so that we've got them quarantined. Alright, so we have several of our animals being quarantined, and then when the Timberwolf is done, we will put her in here and we'll sell the 2 older ones, and we'll use the younger ones. So now we're going to create a habitat. So I will work on this habitat, guys, and I will bring you back. Well, actually, let's see. We're only 8 minutes into this, and this is all we really have left. As soon as we put the animals in here, we will complete the goal. So let's just go ahead and work on the barriers. So let's see. So the way to check this is, so the black wildebeest barrier needs grade 2, 5 feet. And the sable antelope needs grade 2, 1.25 meters wide. They didn't translate that into feet, but that's about 5 feet also. So, okay. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to just create the habitat out like this. So grade 2, if we're going to just go with the chain link fence, because we've been doing that for a lot of them. Or actually, let's do the wooden walls, because we have done that for a lot of them as well. And we can put glass, right? I think glass is grade 2, so that is nice. So we can do a full glass instead of putting a window. So let's see. I'm going to actually make another path coming this way, but let's go ahead and build the wall first. And I want to make a fairly long wall here. Alright, and then we'll come back this way. And I might even create another path off here so people can see the exhibit from this side. And then we'll come back. That should be way bigger than they need. Alright, so that should be pretty good. And then we're going to put another staff path here. And in fact, what I may do here, guys, is delete that, and that, and that, and create a staff path like this. And then we'll put a gate in. All right. And if we look at power, it's powered. Doesn't have water though, so let's go ahead and put a water facility here. There we go. And we'll add that to the gate work zone, or maybe the exhibit work zone. But the idea is people don't need to come over here, but the staff can. And then we're going to go back to barriers. And actually, let's see. What we're going to do is click, edit. So I'm going to make this, this, and this all be glass. Okay. And that's still a 2 resistance, which is enough. Let's make sure our height is good enough. 6 feet, that's fine. And so then we're going to go to the path. And now we're going to create this natural path. We're going to make it a little wider. 23 is enough. And snap alongside barrier. Okay, that didn't work. Let's start it here. There we go. Perfect. There we go. So now we have a nice little path heading toward our sable antelope and so forth. I think we can start time again. And now education. We will have an education sign here. And another sign over here. And a speaker in the middle. All right. So let's see, we're going to, in the habitat, see, one vet cannot reach habitat due to my work zone habitat. Yes, we'll fix that. Oh, and we do need to actually intersect. Yeah, that was a mistake. We do need to intersect this path. With that path. Because the vets have to be able to get to it. You're fine. Yes, the quarantine is full, staff is queuing. Alright, so now I want to create another path over here. Like that. And then we'll run it along that way. And stop there. And then edit the barrier. And turn these two also to glass. And then we will go ahead and put some education. there. And another speaker there. And then we want some donation buckets, which are going to go to our colors. And a couple of them have passed quarantine. I have the wrong... I have the wrong education signs here. Not what I wanted. I want the integrated ones. There. That actually have the board on it. So, we have guys past quarantine. So the Timberwolf can be delivered. There we go. And then I'm going to take the old guys and put them in the trade center. That's the young one. Take the old one. Trade center. And we can send you out. And then our vet research is complete, so we know more about ringtail lemurs. Let's just keep researching them. And the other guys in quarantine, right? We have this one. We're going to move to here. And then we have these two. We're going to move to here. And then we're going to go to our trading center. We're going to trade our Timberwolves. Not worth much. That's okay. And then we're going to take these guys and send them to this quarantine over here. Where's the quarantine? There. And then we're going to take these two and we're going to send them to that quarantine. So we're making sure they're not diseased. And we've got one of our guys, so we now have 6 species. Alright, so let's pause this for a sec before anything else happens. We need to fix the work zone. Stop bothering me. Ringtail lemur is hungry. Alright, so we need to hire more keepers. And we need to edit the work zone. Gate zone. There we go. And that should be good. And then the new staffer that we just hired. We'll go to the gate zone. And then I noticed that some of these other things are not set up. So exhibit zone. Let's add these things to the exhibit zone. There we go. Everything's set up there. Everything's set up there. That looks good. Okay. Let's hire another mechanic and let him just rove, and we're going to hire another security guard. There we go. Alright, so now let's pause it, because this guy is not going to be super happy. Habitat. We don't have any hard shelter, and he's not happy with the terrain. He doesn't like snow. So, hard shelter. We don't want African. Classic shelter. So let's do species. Black wildebeest. Okay, so these are the appropriate shelters for them. Right, that should be pretty good. We'll put it over here. See how he likes it. That's enough. And then terrain. So he's going to want short grass and stuff like that. Let's put heaters up. And let's see how that does. Should defrost. Okay, so he's happy with those. Another heater there. There and there. And one there. That should take care of most of the snow problem. The ring-tailed lemur is hungry. Call a keeper. Alright, how are we doing? Habitat's better. Needs more short grass. More soil. Okay. And we still have too much snow, so back to the habitat, back to the heaters. Okay, there's the cold zone. There's another cold zone. There's another cold zone, and that should be what we need. And the guests should like this too, because it'll keep things warm. There we go. And these guys are ready to leave quarantine. I lost the mouse. Here it is. And this will get us the gold. They should be moving. And how are these guys doing over here? This one's passed. Move. Go. And this should be the gold. What? Didn't he just bring them in? Huh, I don't know. Alright, so we also need, I just realized, we need food over here. So let's do that. Pause. Put a food trough. And some water. And let's put another water by their shelter. Here comes the keeper. So this should do it. And we have the gold star, guys.
When I tasked you with building a zoo, I gave you some pretty ambitious targets to hit. But wouldn't you know it, you hit them all anyway. I think it's high time we dropped that apprentice from your title, huh? And to be candid, I'm particularly glad you hit the profit target, as I paid way over the odds for the land. Frankly, the amount I spent per square foot, you'd think I'd bought a penthouse apartment with solid gold toilets. It was worth it, though. Anything to stop the land going to that dreadful hedge fund. Apparently, they wanted to parcel it up and sell it off to various mining and energy consortiums. They're the sort of people who'd squeeze the oil out of the Mona Lisa if they could.
Okay, so these guys don't have enough hard shelter. I want to, like, make this decent. And then we can, you know, stop. So let's put another hard shelter in for them. And that should be enough, and we need bedding. There we go. These guys should be pretty happy. Needs a little more soil. And this one is ready to come in. And we got our vet research done on our tarantula. Very nice. And this last sable antelope is ready to come in, guys. And then our zoo is basically done. We do need some garbage here. And I shouldn't be on caps lock. Recycle bin there. Recycle bin, say there. And then trash, which will turn to the sort of dark red. There. And there. Looking good, guys. Looking very good. Alright, I think that takes care of it. This is our zoo. You can see that it's hopping. There are lots of customers around. There are lots of people looking at the exhibits, lots of people walking through. I've increased the amount of foliage here, so if we kind of walk through this, you can kind of see it looks kind of pretty. Not good at the camera controls. I keep trying to use the City of Heroes camera controls. I'll keep trying to hit spacebar to super jump. I think that looks pretty good. That part's kind of ugly over there, but everything has gone well. We've gotten our gold star. We are finished with Maple Leaf. I think it turned out okay. It's not perfect, of course, but I think it looks pretty good. It's a pretty decent zoo with 7 species, 8 species and 7 species and 6 habitats. Oh, how did an animal escape? This guy? Somehow he escaped? Because this is too close to the... This is too close to the wall. Alright, so we're going to stop here. Until next time, guys, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been Planet Zoo.